Hi everyone, this is Harz Bakri. So in this video, I'd like to showcase and share some thoughts and review about one of the best prepaid debit cards in Malaysia. So I'd like to inform you all that some cards have their own advantages and also their drawbacks. So it really depends on what service provider that you're using. So each card have their own strength. So one of the examples that can be used are like daily transactions like you buy for nasi lemak, daily groceries and so on. And then for remittance like from SGD to MYR, and then also for crypto even, and also like for traveling. So important thing that I like to inform you is that it is based mostly on my personal experience, real life experience that I've used based on specific use cases. Some of it are from blogs and also other individual reviews that I got from other sources and so on. So one thing to keep in mind, there are certain differences between debit card and prepaid card. One thing is it is a card that is being linked to your bank account. Any payment process is being made, so it's deducted to your bank account. Second, it also has a insurance coverage by PIDM, or in Singapore they call it as DIC. And one thing that we cannot rule out is definitely there's no balance limit. However, meanwhile, for the prepaid card, you can top up with bank account or cash. For example, if you use Big Pay, you can top up through 7-Eleven. And then second, there's no insurance coverage if certain things go sideways and so on. And fourth, definitely have to be the balance limit due to regulations set by your residence government and so on. For example, in Singapore, uh, they call it Monetary Authority Singapore or MAS. So you only have it about 5,000 SGD, which is equivalent to 15,000 ringgit. Meanwhile, in Malaysia, Bank Negara, Malaysia is that they set it to only up to 20,000 ringgit Malaysia. So all these things happen due to they want to protect the local currency. So let's talk about WISE or TransferWise, which is the former name of it. So the service provider already launched in Malaysia with the multi-currency account in December of 2021, or maybe earlier than that because there was a private launch or private beta. And in the earlier video that I published, it talks about how you enable Apple Pay and so on. I'm not sure whether it's still available for Malaysian residents to use it, but otherwise, if you are a Singapore resident who has the bank account of Singapore and so on, you can use for Apple Pay and Google Pay, whichever the phone that you are using. So one of the drawbacks is just Apple Pay and Google Pay, but otherwise all the key features that you use on Wise are relatively the same as the other countries that is provided or support. One of the key features about TransferWise is definitely have to be the sending money abroad, as is obviously known for its remittance. Second is about the spending abroad without having the hidden fees, or lowest fees as possible. Third is definitely have to be the receiving payments in local currency, which means that if you are in Australia or Singapore and so on, and you buy a pizza for the crew and so on, you can share your SGD bank account or AUD bank account, so people can transfer to you through local transfer. So that's one of the cool features about the multi-currency account that's introduced by Wise. Here are some of the screenshots that I've keen to share about spending local foreign currency in abroad. There will be a conversion fee that's incurred, so it's about 5 cents. So if you are spending in MYR and so on, or SGD for example, there's no conversion fee. Otherwise, it's still the same actually. So on how to do it or to sign up is just top up about 110 ringgit for the deposit, and then also send your IC or passport and your selfie, and that's it. That's all you need to do. Be good to go, just like any other service provider that you may previously sign up. It's just depending on the deposit requirement amount. So second, I think it will be the May app by Maybank. It's one of the new features. I think they recently introduced in 2020 or early 2020. So coming to 2022, it's almost close. We are reaching towards 2 years of this operation. So this card or service provider is mostly to attract non-Maybank users to use the Maybank services. And second, it's mostly suitable or appropriate for daily transaction or local transfer and local transactions. So one of the key features that you may use is for generally it's for tabung and also local transfer. So you can use the do it now feature and sending to money to your friends and so on. So it's just like any other bank services that you may come across. So we are on the third of the list. It is Big Pay by Asia. So it's already been introduced in Malaysia and Singapore. And one of the key features that I use for daily transactions. So any payment process, definitely you can use it to redeem, and you can earn points. So you can redeem it for flights, for delivery food, and other services that Asia are providing. Second will be the remittance, for example, to send money and so on to Indonesia, to Thailand, to Singapore. So it can be done everything on the Big Pay. So I think Big Pay really covers mostly for remittance in Southeast Asia. I think it can be done also to China, if I'm not mistaken. And other features are also included. So there are fees being involved in each service provider that you may use. So for example, for the local ATM withdrawal, there is about 6 ringgit per transaction. For overseas, it's about 10 ringgit or 2% of the withdrawal amount, whichever is higher. So it really depends on what card you use. But the remittance fees, for example, like Indonesia or Singapore, it's about 25 ringgit. And Thailand, Australia, China, it's about 23 ringgit. So it really depends on what country that you use. So the fourth one on the list would be CIMB, Lazada, Prepaid MasterCard. So I personally use it for daily transaction in Malaysia, and then also to use it for Lazada shopping and so on, so that I can receive the 1% cash rebate. I think Shopee have it, but they use it collaborate with Maybank. It's for credit card only. So the downside is the annual fee. So you are being charged about 9 ringgit 50 cents, or 9 ringgit point 43 cent to be exact. So let's talk about MarginTrade, last but not least on the list. So they are one of the renowned for the remittance and also the currency exchange. So I think they have retail at the KL Central and also other stores in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor. So I'm sure there is also in other Malayan states and also Borneo. So one thing they're renowned for is the multi-currency app. So which means that you can also receive various currencies such as like Saudi Riyal, Japanese Yen, Filipino Peso, and then also Hong Kong dollars. So but however, the default currency definitely have to be the Malaysian ringgit. So you can receive all these kind of currencies, or Hong Kong dollars, Taiwan new dollars, and so on, in the multi-currency account of the respective of your own. So for the merchant trade, there's also a fee involved, like annual fee, and then also the local ATM withdrawal. One good thing is the 1 ringgit 40 cents, which is cheaper than Big Pay. Otherwise, you can see all other information, which I can share the link in the video description. Here's my summary of all these prepaid card providers. So it's suitable for various use cases like daily transactions, traveling, remittance. It's one of the best travel-friendly card, and one cool feature is that you can receive AUSD, AUD, and you can receive the USD bank account details like as if it's a local transfer. And then second on the list would be the Pay app. One of the main thing is definitely have to be the local transactions, mostly suitable for local scenes, so you can do it now, jump pay, and so on. Third will be the suitable for remittance and daily transactions, so it's quite fast, or even an instant transfer you could say, for SGD to MR. Surprisingly, it took longer time to do a local transfer between MR to MR. Fourth on the list would be the CIMB Lazada card, which is highly focused on the Lazada shopping and also local transactions. So you could get the 1% cash rebate. And one good thing is that you can use for crypto. And also one thing to keep in mind, if you use Wise, it is strongly prohibited to use to buy crypto and so on with Wise. It's considered banned, or you may potentially be removed uh, from using Wise. So last thing but not least is definitely for merchant trade money, suitable for remittance and also support multi-currency account. As shared earlier in the video, you can receive Hong Kong dollars, New Taiwan dollars, even Saudi Riyal, or the prevalent currency. So this is my summary of all these service card providers. A bonus video about this is that if you have the YouTuber world in Malaysia, something like that, you can imagine uh, if you could introduce something like Singtel Dash. It's one of the service provider in Singapore and also Revolut. Both two of these service providers are available in Singapore. However, it's not yet available in Asia. So to keep in mind is that Singtel Dash is everything that you can have, like remittance, so you can get rewarded for the remittance being made, unlike Big Pay. But you could get rewarded also with daily transactions and so on. And one also a good thing is a focus for local transaction, which means that you can receive the equivalent of the system called Do It Now. In Singapore, it's called Pay Now. And second on the list would be the Revolut. So Revolut is similar like the counterpart of TransferWise or Wise itself. But however, it is crypto friendly, so which means that you can purchase any crypto assets and so on with Revolut card. Unlike Wise, it could get you banned or removed from using the Wise services. So this is one of the key or the feedback that I like to suggest. So one thing that I see that come close to it is definitely touch and go, but obviously there's certain drawbacks and so on. And one thing that is not yet have is definitely the prepaid card itself. I'm not sure whether they're going to introduce Mastercard or Visa card. It doesn't really matter, but it's still not yet available. According to the news, it's going to be published or launched in 2022. So we'll see about it. We'll see how it goes for this year. And thank you all for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys again in the next video. So yeah, take care. See you. Bye bye.